A long time ago, in the spring of 1942, World War II was raging on. Troops were desperately needed as they were lost so often. While historically only men had been allowed in the army, the Polish armed forces were so desperate they made an exception. But it wasn't a woman they let join, obviously. It was not a child nor an elderly man. It was a bear named Wojtek. In that fateful spring, the Polish army, along with many civilians, had left the Soviet Union for Iran after the Soviets invaded eastern Poland in 1939. At a railroad station in Iran, a few Polish soldiers encountered a young Iranian boy who had found a bear cub whose mother had been killed by hunters. One young woman, who was the great niece of General... that name, which I think in English is Coleslaw Weenie Wawa Drugo So Sweet, took a shine to the bear and convinced a lieutenant to buy the cub, which spent the next 3 months in a refugee camp being taken care of by the young woman. 4 months after the bear was purchased, he was donated to the 22nd Artillery Supply Company and was named Wojtek by the soldiers. In his early life, Wojtek had problems swallowing and had to be fed condensed milk out of an old vodka bottle. He also ate fruit, honey, syrup, and was rewarded by the soldiers with beer, which became his favorite drink. Later in life, he enjoyed coffee in the mornings and cigarettes, either by smoking them or simply eating them, just like how us humans consume ours. Not only was this bear incredibly cool, but he had a cuddly side to him too. He would sleep with the soldiers if they were cold in the night and would playfully wrestle with them at times. They even taught him how to salute when greeted. The bear became an attraction for both soldiers and civilians and traveled with the Polish army through Syria, Palestine, and Egypt. He learned to copy the other soldiers not only by slamming brews and burning smokes, but also by marching alongside them on his hind legs. However, the Polish army came upon a roadblock when they had to take a British transport ship to Italy. Pets and mascots were not allowed on the ship, and so it seemed Wojtek would be left all alone. But the Polish army did the reasonable thing and drafted him into the army, and that little Syrian brown bear became Private Wojtek. He was just like any other soldier, sleeping in tents, having his own rank, having a serial number, and even getting a paycheck from the army, which we can assume went towards beer and cigarettes. During the Battle of Monte Cassino, Wojtek helped his fellow soldiers carry 100-pound crates of artillery shells, without being asked and without dropping a single one. These boxes normally took the strength of 4 men, but Wojtek was more than a man. He was a soldier. He would stack the boxes on top of each other just to make the process quicker and also show off, I'm assuming. The Polish army saw Wojtek's great work ethic and rewarded him. Not with fish or beer or cigarettes, but by promoting him to the rank of corporal. The 22nd Company even changed their emblem to that of a bear carrying artillery shells. After the war ended, Wojtek traveled with the rest of the 22nd Company to Scotland, and there he became incredibly popular among civilians and the press. Local citizens were impressed by his human-like nature, and lady bears flung themselves at him with reckless abandon. Once the 22nd Company was no longer needed, Wojtek was given to the Edinburgh Zoo where he lived out the rest of his days, often being visited by former Polish soldiers who served with the bear. They would often toss him cigarettes, which he would eat since he neither had nor could use a lighter on his own. In December 1963, at 21 years old, Wojtek passed away, but his memory lives on through statues of this brave soldier in Poland, Scotland, and London, but also in the hearts of us all. The moral of today's story is that bears can do more than just keep their tummies full of honey. They can outdrink you, outsmoke you, outlift you, help turn the tides of war, and make you fall in love all at once. What more could you ask from a cuddly creature? Well, in my opinion, not very much.